This is a big element to this work, is understanding this concept that no, more is not better. We actually teach this work to many doctors, nurses, physical therapists, all different kinds of body workers, and people who have no medical background. We have practitioners all over this country doing the work. And in fact, you can find practitioners on our national website. We have a website, www.bowenwork, BOWENWORK.com. And all of our accredited practitioners anywhere in the world, in fact, not only the country, can be found on that website. We have such a high rate of success with Bowenwork. We were actually profiled in Prevention magazine. They had an article called Say No to Pain, the way the experts do. And they were profiling conditions known for pain. One of them, fibromyalgia. And under each category they had what's new and what's tried and true. The only body work listed under what's tried and true, interestingly enough, was Bowenwork. There's a lot of reasons why it makes perfect sense that Bowenwork is so effective on fibromyalgia. And I tell people, if they will do only Bowenwork for about 6 months, even a session every 2-3 weeks, but nothing more, in 6 months they will feel a dramatic difference. And in 1 year, they will feel as if they have a new lease on life. Questions?
My question is, I'm one of those that it is having a good effect psychologically or emotionally. How does it do that?
Mm-hmm. Well, first, may I even ask you another question? When you say the good effect, tell me what things you are noticing.
Just feeling happier, lighter, more positive.
Well, I would say that's because that's your natural state of being. So we have, re-normalized your natural state of being. When we do the move the way we do, it creates a wave that goes up through the brain and then out. There are these efferent and afferent fiber loops in our nervous system. When we stimulate and it goes through the afferent fiber loop, it stimulates the efferent fiber loop to go set it back. It's sort of like you have one holographic image in your brain that is how you developed as an embryo. So all you have is like, why can a chameleon regrow a tail? Because of this holographic pattern for that tail and the stem cells that can create that tail. We have that too. But if we can re-stimulate that holographic perfect pattern, then to me that is a perfect explanation of why that just natural buoyancy comes back. Because as we all see from children, that is the natural pattern. Some of the concepts, the most relevant concepts to why Bowenwork is so effective with this thing we do called a move that involves the stretch and the roll and the release, and why it should carry through the body the way it does and to the brain by showing this fascia under this scope. What he is explaining is that our system is pre-stressed. In other words, he describes that when a surgeon cuts open the skin, the body pops out of it. It's like it's under compression just by being held in to our skin. So there's a tensegrity model to it. Put just a tiny bit of pressure, and that stress will carry through the whole body. The fact that it's pre-stressed is why connective tissue is so significant and carries every message. So we are seeing that the softness of our touch is actually a really critical part of how it carries to the far reaches of the organism. Whereas a heavier touch, the body will actually contract around it and localize it. I would love to even ask for anyone who'd like to receive the feeling of it in their upper back. Hi, what's your name?
Ken,
Ken, Alexia.
pleasure.
Welcome. I would love to hear anything about what you experience in your body. Do you feel any tension or discomfort anywhere in your body right now?
Right now, yes, in the shoulder.
In your right shoulder?
Yeah.
Is this a chronic area or has it
No,
been a recent onset?
Just recent.
Okay. And on a pain scale of 1 to 10, what level would you call it to be right now? Like 10 being very, very, very intense and 1 being just barely niggling.
Well, if I try and move all the way over like this, it's probably a 6.
Okay. And I'd like to even see something else. If you stand up for us for a minute and turn this way so that the whole group can see you, I'm going to have you do this with one arm straight like so. Just lift it until your first restriction. Keeping the elbow straight, lift it up. It would float to your ear if there was no restriction. Okay, and that didn't feel heavy or discomfort in any way. Okay, then slowly on this arm, let's see if there's any restriction on this one, and just stop if there is. A little bit towards
Yeah,
the top
right
there,
there.
it looks like
Hurting.
it is. And it, did you say?
Hurting.
Hurting. Okay, and let it go down.
Right here it's hurting.
Okay, that really helps us see it. Okay, now go ahead and have a seat again. And I'm going to actually twist you around. And then I am just feeling for the soft tissue on either side of his spine. I am going to do this gentle stretch, roll, and release.
chair.
Move. I'll do one higher too. I have to do one in this particular placement, but then I will do some higher. Can you see it better here? When I do that, I am making the skin actually separate slightly from the underlying tissue, but I and the skin are one. We are not separating. I am helping a separation occur underneath the skin. Interestingly, those moves right about upper mid-back, those 4 moves have been known in 3 cases to bring in a dislocated shoulder with no one touching the shoulder. Because the brain got such a message of put it back, that a shoulder hanging out of its socket pulled itself back in like. Now I'm going to just do a few more moves here with just some unusual positioning so that I can make sure everyone can see it. I'm just going to drag a little skin and very gently cross some of the muscles. This is not our usual positioning, but I'm going to make sure you can see it, how deliberate it is, not deep, but very precise, as much as I can be with what I feel in his system. And then we'll just let that relax for a moment. Now sometimes when we've stimulated some sensations like this, we might even wait an extra couple of moments, because the brain could be resetting the resting rate of that tissue right now. And since it's been an area that's been tight for a while, it has a little bit of work to do. It might take a few more minutes.